legs are broken. Your right arm is broken. You're in severe traction and you're paralyzed. You feel unimaginable agony all over your body unless I give you high doses of painkiller. She would wake in a delusion he'd have total control over.
He thinks she knows where Hutch is, so he's trying to trick her. She's one of the smartest people we know. She'd see through it.
So Scratch would go even farther.
Sometimes interrogators even simulate death. He could make it feel like the real thing.
Well, that wouldn't work. Remember, Rosie, when Prentice told us about when she died? For real? Died? How for her it was just dark and cold.
That's right. If he made her experience some out-of-body vision, she'd know it was a lie.
Combine the delusion with the classic prisoner interrogation tactic. At first, he would take away any chance of escape, and then he would introduce somebody else and give her a slip away.
There could be a second interrogator, but he's a nice guy. He's on his way. Okay.
That guy would be her blind spot. She trusts him and then feels something she shouldn't.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
What do you got, man? Well, we pinned down Scratch's most likely location based on his radio frequency. It's a warehouse in the district. Prestige just texted the address.
She included Reed on the text.
Reed's not in a good place. I'm 10 out.
That's all mine.
If I would have known that putting you on death's door would get you to talk, I would have started with that. Now are you ready to tell me where Hutch and Jack are? Good. Go ahead. They're at... Tell me. 8, 5... Another woman's body has been found in a suitcase by a bus stop.
Suitcases and no lipstick. This guy's fixated on the past. For a woman, past.
We expect this killer will become more reckless and more violent. Time is of the essence.
Like my grandmother.
Our unsub might actually be in love with his ultimate target.
Pretty sure she'll be back any second.
Criminal Minds. Next. ION Television. Positively entertaining.
When the toothache pain hits, it hits hard. Pounding, stabbing pain, that's a lot of pain to deal with coming from your mouth. Pain pills do not work at all for me. That's why I have RJ. You put it on, after a couple of seconds, voila, my pain is gone.
Introducing the $6 King Box. Choose from the flame grilled Whopper, spicy crispy chicken fries, a drink, and 2 cookies for just $6. The $6 King Box. Now also with the Big Fish. Only at Burger King.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Makeup mode. Remind me to take my profile pic.
We test all of our paints and stains for months, or even years, because you deserve paint that's done right. That's proudly particular. Benjamin Moore, the standard for paint professionals. Only at local paint and hardware stores.
Exactly. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Nice. But, what's up with your partner?
Oh, we just spend all day telling everyone how we customize car insurance because no two people are alike, so. Lulu gets a little confused when he sees another bird that looks exactly like him. Yeah. He'll figure it out. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
have a drink of pain.
Walgreens. Battle beautifully.
Step into the new year with confidence. Lift up your spirits and celebrate a new you. Because the Bowflex Spring Sale is happening right now. Enjoy great deals on the Bowflex Tread Climber, the new Bowflex Lateral X, our Select Tech dumbbells, and the all-new Bowflex Max Trainer that adapts to you with customized workouts. 18-month special financing available. Find your fit today with our spring sale at bowflex.com.
Oh, hello. Did you know that Coffee Mate is triple churned and 2 times richer than milk for one perfect cup of coffee? How do I know so much about Coffee Mate? I've had a cup or two. Coffee Mate. Coffee's perfect mate.
At Bissell, we love pets. We also love a challenge. The Bissell Pro 8 Revolution Pet Pro has amazing features to help you remove stains, pet hair, and dirt from just about anywhere. It's the best deep cleaning system for pet messes.
I'm an ice cruncher, so I was excited about all new Colgate Total. It has sensitivity relief, so I don't have to give up doing what I love.
Hungry nuts.
New Colgate Total. Do more for your whole mouth.
Chicken.
Chicken!
Chicken.
That's right, Candace. New chicken creations from Starkey.
Buffalo style chicken in a pouch. Bold choice, Charlie.
Just add, eat, try all of my chicken creations.
Chicken.
Now you can lotion up on wet skin. Jergens Wet Skin Moisturizer. It absorbs just like that. I locked the door. Locks. Get your soft all day. That's awesome. You know who else is awesome? You. Jergens. Let your beautiful shine.
Experience Tropicana Probiotics with 1 billion active cultures. Drink it every day and feel like a billion. Tropicana Probiotics.
Hey, Robin, go ahead.
Lower your weapon, damn it.
Stretch.
He's upstairs. Tag in here. Simmons and Alves can box him in.
No need to find another way.
No, Spence, please. I need someone I know is real right now. All right?
Scratch is down. Repeat. Scratch is down.
I'll keep you on the screen. Let me save.
Alright.
Fell. Trying to escape.
We never get to say goodbye the way we want. And when we deal with a loss so sudden and cruel, our emotions can overwhelm us. Stephen Walker was a good agent, but he was a better man. He made the world a better place. And we can honor him by doing the work he never got to do.
We carry your burden. Something's not right, I will let you know. Like the pain that's trying on a heart that's broken. Baby, carry your burden. Get you back on a high when you feel it low.
There are no words. No. There are not. Monica, I asked Stephen to join the BAU. I asked him to hunt Scratch. I got him killed, and Peter Lewis killed my husband. And I choose to believe Stephen can rest, knowing he helped this team catch it. Thank you. If there's anything the Bureau can do for you or your family, please. I will. Right now, my kids need me. And your team needs you.
Oh, no matter how much you hurt right now, you know that everything will change in time. Oh, I just might see the light. Got no dog here in the fight. I can carry your burden.
I wanted to thank you for all of your help.
It was good to be of help. Ever since the RT went down, I've been sitting on my hands, waiting for a new assignment.
We should sit down tomorrow. We can talk about that.
Like that.
So, we all need to discuss what Peter Lewis's death means for this team.
It means that Hodge can come back.
Yeah, we spoke to him. He was relieved that he and Jack were out of danger. They're out of witness protection. But,
He's not coming back, is he? He loves being a full-time dad. He never got to do that before, and let's face it, in this job...
there's always gonna be another Scratch. And he's lost enough.
We all have. Yes, we have, which is why the director has ordered us to take some time off from handling cases. But before we all leave, there's one last thing I need to say. Scratch got deeper into my head than I care to admit. And the only way I was able to stay sane was by repeating a mantra. 2 words. You know what those 2 words were? Wheels up. It saved my life when I wasn't sure I was gonna make it, because it reminded me that you were out there fighting. So take your rest. You've earned it. But when we get back, wheels up, Matt.
What's up, Emily?
Wheels up, Tar. Wheels up. Wheels up. Wheels up.
Wheels up. Damn right, wheels up.
Wheels up.
Can you believe this? Flat tire.
It's karma. You know that, right?
How you figure?
The universe meant for us to stop at that diner we passed. Have a beer. Let the tires cool down.
This flat cost us a good 10 minutes. We're gonna need to hit it extra hard the rest of the way.
Ever been to a dog race?
Nope.
Well, the way they get the dogs to run is they send out this electric rabbit, rescue rabbit, tucked on the guardrail, zips around in front of the dogs. This one time I went, the lead dog got out so far ahead of the others, it actually caught the damn thing. The dog was electrocuted.
That's a horrible story.
And the point of it being, sometimes slow and steady wins the race.
You hear that?
Hear what?
It's like a humming.
Gilded the lily on that last one, ain't you?
Wanted to be sure.
That the back guy was shredded like taco cheese? I'll send the results over to the review board this evening. Did I do okay? Like the second coming of Wyatt Earp. Or Al Capone, maybe.
Morning, Dr. Reed. Morning. Have a seat. It's our last session. I bet you're glad to see this day come.
I am.
Don't forget, you weren't singled out. Your entire team had 6 weeks of mandated leave.
True, but I am the only one being evaluated for reinstatement.
You're the only one on probation. You had a lifetime's worth of trauma packed into the last 6 months. Mexico, prison, the situation with your mother. Add to that the loss of a team member.
It's a lot, I know. It is a lot, but I'm fine now. When do you think the board will make their decision? I feel like we discussed
The
it.
decision's been made. Last night.
What is it?
Dr. Reed, several years ago we had a reinstatement hearing very much like this one. Like you, an outstanding agent. Like you, had been through a lot. We reinstated him. 2 months later, he overreacted in a hostage situation and nearly cost 3 people their lives. All that is a way of saying that we didn't arrive at this decision in haste.
You said no?
They said yes.
You said yes?
The review board unanimously approved your full reinstatement.
Thank you so much.
There is a condition, however. You may not like it, but it's not negotiable.
It's like the first day back at school. And what did you do over your summer vacation, Emily Prentice? Boob tube? I always heard people talk about binge watching, so I decided to try it. There's nothing wrong with that. They told us to unplug. We were just following orders.
Where do you want these, boss?
What are they?
Backlog of cases I insisted on while the rest of you were off.
Oh, right there will be fine. That's a bad sign when you need a forklift to move around the serial killer files. How was it? I mean, talk about being dropped into the deep end of the pool.
Well, it's just nice to be swimming in the stateside. Family loves having Dad around a little more, and for the first time in about a decade, my internal clock is normalizing.
Speaking of getting back to normal, we might need a new box. We've got a case. It's so great to see all of your faces again. I have a couple of announcements. Please hold your applause until I'm done. As you have obviously heard, Dr. Spencer Reed has been fully reinstated. Welcome back, Spence.
Woohoo! Yeah! Oh, that's not the end, is it?
I would also like to thank the newest member of our team, Matt Simmons, for holding down the fort when we were on the sidelines. IRT's loss is our gain, so welcome aboard, man.
Thank you. It is great to be here, guys.
Is that the end?
That was the end.
Yes.
Okay, let's get things started.
Allow me to provide the unhappy transition to the sad part of our day job. Okay, yesterday afternoon in Naples, Florida, two bicyclists stumbled upon 26-year-old Ann Baker. She had been put in a suitcase and left by the side of the road.
Disarticulated?
I hate that I know what that word means. No, she was in one piece. Police found this in Ann Baker's apartment.
She was getting ready for dinner. Food was chopped, pans were ready.
Special dinner. It looks like wine, candles, flowers, works. Table for two.
Maybe her dining partner suddenly acquired an appetite for something else.
This report says no sign of forced entry or struggle.
Yes, however, some of the victim's blood was found in the apartment, so that means she was probably killed there and then moved. If the unsub simply wanted her dead, why not just leave her there?
Well, the obvious answer is it wasn't that simple.
Not easy to fold somebody up like a roadmap. Our unsub is strong.
He's had practice.
2 weeks ago, police found this. She has not been identified yet, besides the fact that she is a she.
Similar suitcases.
Yeah, and they look old, almost vintage. We have suitcases of our own to pack, wheels up in 30.
You could take the treatment of your ulcerative colitis in a different direction. Talk to your doctor about Xeljanz, a pill, not an injection or infusion, for adults with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. Xeljanz is the first and only FDA-approved pill for moderate to severe UC. It can reduce symptoms in as early as 2 weeks, improve the appearance of the intestinal lining, and provide lasting steroid-free remission. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have tears in the stomach or intestines, serious allergic reactions, low blood cell counts, higher liver tests, and cholesterol levels. Don't start Xeljanz if you have an infection. Your doctor should perform blood tests before and while taking Xeljanz and monitor certain liver tests. Tell your doctor if you've been somewhere fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B or C, or are prone to infections. You could take your UC treatment in a different direction. Ask your gastroenterologist about Xeljanz.
Get ready. The chase is on. The streets of LA. To win $1 billion, just run 1 mile. There's only one catch. Don't get caught. $1 million miles. Here, Showtimes.
We got you something. It's a deep, deep dish pepperoni and bacon pizza, and we gift wrapped it with over 3.5 feet of bacon. You've been working so hard. We love you. Get a Little Caesars large bacon wrapped deep, deep dish pizza for just $12. Try our convenient app and Pizza Portal pickup.
Pizza, pizza. With Zillow, you can tour homes anytime, anywhere. See the house before you see the house. And Zillow sends alerts right to your phone. That's the sweet sound of a new rental.
Ghirardelli Intense Dark makes life a bite better.
You still stressed about buying our first house, sweetie?
Yeah, I thought doing some budget drilling would help take my mind off it all.
Maybe you could relieve some stress by calling Geico for help with our homeowner's insurance.
Geico helps with homeowners insurance?
They sure do. And they can save us a bundle of money, too.
I'm calling Geico right now. Cell phone. It's ringing.
Get to know Geico and see how much you can save on homeowners and condo insurance.
Want to know Brazil's deepest secret? It's in the deep
clean level, where we face deep stains to prove Brazil goes even deeper for an exceptional deep clean.
And what's your deepest secret?
Keep it clean, Rhonda. Brazil Pro Clean. Free. Free, free, free. That's right. TurboTax Free is free. Free, 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 free.
I'm missing out on our family outing because I can't find a bladder leakage product that fits. Everything was too loose. But Depend Fit Flex feels tailored to me.
With a range of sizes for all body types, Depend Fit Flex underwear is guaranteed to be your best fit.
Cheddar, jalapeno, and sour cream and onion. A spicy nacho stack.
I wish I could stack Pringles, but I don't have hands or a mouth to.
Cool, play Funky Town.
There's a Pringle stack for everyone, sort of.
I'm Angie Everett. This is my partner, Matt Shea. We're private investigators. We're gonna find out who did this.
How did we do this?
It's a really good plan. We need evidence that proves our theory. We need to find something concrete.
Lead suspect number one. And there's proof.
Hands in the air.
We're gonna get out of here. You're in or you're out. Shade, where are you? Copy that. What did you say, sweetie?
It's what we do.
Your job well done, partner.
How can we do that?
Private Eyes, tomorrow, 11:10 Central. On Ion Television, positively entertaining.
Serial killer Carl Panzram said, I believe the only way to reform people is to kill them. So we get an ID on our Jane Doe victimology is limited to Ann Baker, so what do we know?
Florida native, worked as an RN, local hospital, volunteered at a palliative care facility on the weekends, well-liked by friends and coworkers.
What about her love life? The plus one missing from that dinner bothers me.
It says here she was single, never married. Boyfriends, Garcia?
None currently, although Anne did have an active social media presence, including dating apps.
Do we know where the luggage was purchased?
Not at any retail outlet in the greater Naples area, I can tell you that much.
Symbolism 101 will tell you he sends his victims packing. Hit the road, Jack, and don't come back.
Or revenge maybe on a woman who once sent him packing.
Jilted lover. That's how Ted Bundy got started.
Oh, no. You guys, another woman's body has been found in a suitcase by a bus stop. She's been identified as Laura Weston.
Okay, Elvis, when we land, go to this new bus stop crime scene, a place this public. There have got to be witnesses or surveillance cameras. Dave, JJ, you'll go talk to the ME. Matt, Tara, you'll go to Laura Weston's home. Reed, you and I will set up at the local PD.
COD on Laura Weston was asphyxia like the other victims. Unlike the others, she suffered lacerations to her arms and hands.
Defensive wounds.
But he didn't use a knife to kill her. Must have been to initially control her.
I wanted you to see this.
Did the other two victims have lipstick like that?
Our Jane Doe was too decomposed to tell. Ann Baker, yes, but not this exaggerated.
Any evidence of sexual assault?
None. Which surprised me. Laura was wearing this, and only this, when she was found at the bus stop. And there were traces of monoxynol 9 on her fingertips.
Spermicide. Condoms are sometimes treated with monoxynol 9.
No, unless this was under duress or post-mortem staging, it looks like the victim was preparing for consensual sex.
Yeah, probably with the man who was about to murder her. They're comparing dental records to our Jane Doe. Hopefully we'll get an ID soon. You okay?
Mm-hmm. No. Actually, no.
What's going on?
There is a condition to my reinstatement. For every 100 days that I spend in the field, I'm required to take 30 days off.
I know. They told me.
So it's not even a full reinstatement.
Of course it is. The 30-day clause is just a temporary safety valve. We all need one now and then. Hell, I just finished watching 119 episodes of The Amazing Race for that reason. Besides, it's not like you'll be put in mothballs for those 30 days. I've arranged for you to teach a series of seminars to other agents.
Seminars about what?
That's up to you. The world according to Spencer Reed.
Are you worried?
About what?
freak out? Overreact? Well, why would you even? Because I wanted to kill Scratch.
Standing room only on that bus.
No, I mean it literally. After what he did to you, if I had found him, I would have killed him. And I would have slept well.
The review board asked me to weigh in before they made their decision, and I told them that you are rock solid.
Thank you for putting yourself out for me.
I know you, Spencer. The limb isn't gonna break. Laura Weston's parents are waiting for me in the interview room. Anything from the bus stop?
Zero. No witnesses, no video. Bus line didn't know anywhere special. So either this guy is really lucky or he's really good. They did pull some blood off the handle of the suitcase that might belong to the unsub.
Maybe he injured himself this time?
I'll call up the ERs, check to see if anybody that fits the unsub's profile might have gotten stitched up last night.
Good, keep me posted.
There you go. Oh, careful, it's hot.
Thanks.
Thought I recognized that sound. What sound? Barista meeting call. Stop being ridiculous. He works here all week and then shows up on his one day off. It's not the coffee he's coming in for. It's you. I'm not gonna bother him. He told me a family member died recently. So, I don't exactly think his mind's on dating. I said mating, not dating. And he's a guy, Helen. That stuff's never off their minds. Fine. But I don't want to hear it when one day he leaves and you're sitting here crying about what could have been.
Same as Anne's apartment. Table for two, wine, candles, all good.
Tara checked Lara's lipstick stash at her apartment. She only used gloss or pale tones.
So he brings the lipstick with him, just like the suitcases. Hey, how'd it go with Laura's parents?
Worst part of the job. Always has been, always will be.
You have any idea who might have done this?
No. They said their daughter was warm and generous. The type who always befriended the unpopular kid in school. She never saw a stray dog she didn't want to adopt. She was working as a yacht broker down at the marina.
She like a man in her life?
Nobody special. Like Ann Baker, she was using dating apps. But her parents did say that she had been depressed recently. Her best friend died in a drowning accident in California. She was struggling.
These are sexualized environments, no sexual activity. You think impotence is fueling his rage?
Except that typically happens in the moment. The unsub comes to the scene with the suitcase ready. It is premeditated. Okay, so both victims gravitated toward those in need. Lewis mentioned Ted Bundy on the jet, and what if it's that? Just a twist.
I mean, twist was already twisted.
Bundy's ruse was to pretend to be injured, right? Hobble around on crutches, ask women for help.
Yeah, he needed that prop.
But would-be victims are savvier today. The crutch would need to be more subtle. Like something internal. Not a broken bone. Maybe a broken heart.
Thought you might want a refill.
Thank you.
What happened to your hand?
Cut it by accident. Sort of in a fog these days.
I know the feeling. To lose somebody close. I mean, my dad died when I was 9.
I'm sorry.
You have somebody you can talk to about it?
My grandmother, but she's sick. I don't like to upset her.
Sorry.
We haven't matched dental records in our Jane Doe yet. We're waiting to search 100 miles at a time.
Hopefully she can get her cavities filled in Alaska.
Guys, both victims are wearing a lipstick called Midnight Surprise, which contains red dye number 2 and amaranth. Here's the thing, red dye number 2 was found to be carcinogenic and has been banned in the manufacturing of cosmetics since the 1980s.
Midnight Surprise, so I guess lip cancer qualifies as a surprise.
Old suitcases and 30-year-old lipstick. This guy's fixated on the past.
Or a woman from the past. Someone who maybe packed up and left or else I was a child.
His mother.
Forensic was abandoned. These current victims could be surrogates for the female
name is Helen. She works at the coffee shop with me. I told you about her before, remember? She's not like the others, Grandma, honest. She told me today she lost her dad when she was 9. Almost like me with my mom.
Her father died. Your mother left.
But Helen understands.
This is what you want. A whore? Just like all the rest?
Don't call her that.
That's what she is. A whore. And she's gonna leave you. She's gonna go. She's gonna leave you just like your mother.
Thursday on Chicago PD.
If she would have stayed where she belonged, in her own country, she'd still be alive.
Hey, she never met you. She'd still be alive. Come on, let's go. We just find another way to get this guy.
Hey, now, we got no evidence linking him to the crime. Anything. The forensics all blew up with the van. Employees, they're all being deported. So we just let them go. We had one shot.
Chicago PD, all day Thursday, starting at 11:10 Central, Ion Television.
I'm 53, but in my mind, I'm still 35. That's why I take Osteo Biflex to keep me moving the way I was made to. It nourishes and strengthens my joints for the long term. Osteo Biflex, because I'm made to move.
This is a large 3-topping pizza from Domino's. You can carry one out for $7.99 every day. This is a 3-topping handmade pan pizza from Domino's, and now you can also carry one out for $7.99 every day. This is a logo from Domino's, and this is the end of the commercial from Domino's.
Everything you buy means money back for the things you really want.
Security! Security!
What's wrong, ma'am?
I have a serious issue with the candy that Easter Bunny gave my son.
Candy?
I told you, he bit me first! The kid bit me first! He just walked into my mouth!
If you're moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's symptoms, you're holding you back, and your current treatment hasn't worked well enough, it may be time for a change. Ask your doctor about Entyvio, the only biologic developed and approved just for UC and Crohn's. Entyvio works at the site of inflammation in the GI tract and is clinically proven to help many patients achieve both symptom relief and remission. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, serious, potentially fatal brain infection caused by a virus, may be possible. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, experience frequent infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Liver problems can occur with Entyvio. If your UC or Crohn's treatment isn't working for you, ask your gastroenterologist about Entyvio. Entyvio, relief and remission within reach.
So with a nationwide annuity, you can get protected monthly income for the rest of your life.
That's what I'm talking about. How about those song lyrics? What song lyrics? Tell them again. Tell them again. Repeat it. Yeah, same thing.
So with a nationwide annuity, you can get protected monthly.
Real cheese people are ham and Swiss people. They're hot and cold, big and bold, but they would never make a sandwich with pasteurized processed cheese food. Sargento slices are 100% real natural cheese. Sargento, we're real cheese people.
You said you'd rather sniff dirty socks than clean the bathroom? That's nuts! With scrubbing bubbles, cleaning doesn't have to stink. It gets rid of tough soap scum, and it smells amazing. It's cleaning reinvented.
S.C. Johnson.
There's a lot of stuff Michael follows online. Then he tried Tostito Scoops and Salsa, and he started following them in real life.
No.
And kept following. Everywhere. Wow. Okay. Boundaries, Michael. Boundaries.
Hey, Mike. What's up?
Oh, Tostitos, get together already.
I'm still trying to find an overlap with these victims. One's a nurse, one sells boats. How are they intersecting with the unsub?
Death, maybe. Ann Baker, she volunteered at a palliative care facility, right? And Laura had a friend who just recently died.
By drowning in California.
My apprentice said that Laura was struggling with depression. So what if she sought out help, counseling or support group?
A Ted Bundy for the emo generation. Grief and loss are the bait, and that's how he draws his victims into his orbit.
Victims, stuff them into oversized luggage, and then transport the bodies to secondary disposal site.
He's most likely handsome and non-threatening. He's able to insinuate himself into his victims' lives romantically before murdering them.
But this person differs from the usual charm and harm killer in that he does not actively seduce his victims.
Rather, they come to him. He hunts by making himself the hunted.
In psychoanalysis, this is known as the Florence Nightingale effect, a term given to caregivers who develop strong sexual or romantic relationships with their patients.
We believe the stress has been in place since childhood and involves abandonment by a maternal figure, most likely his actual mother.
But this goes far beyond the mere seeking out of lost motherly love. For some reason, his need is entangled with intense and ritualistic homicidal impulses.
Something or someone else could be in play.
Up until now, he's been able to easily compartmentalize his life, separating the psychopath who kills from the part of him who easily blends into normal society.
However, something recently triggered a breakdown in these walls, and his ability to separate the sane from the psychopath is rapidly improving.
We therefore expect this killer will become more reckless and more violent. Time is of the essence.
You know what you have to do. She's a whore, like all the others.
Florence Nightingale. Why does that type of woman flip his switch?
I could make a joke about uniforms and sponge baths. But that would be beneath me.
No witnesses, geo-profile's been a dead end. We can at least narrow down the time frame. Did the ME have an estimate on when Jane Doe was killed? Ballpark, a month and a half ago?
The end of August, roughly.
Garcia, welcome to the request line at noon with Penny. What's your pleasure?
I need you to check and see if anything unusual happened in the Naples area during the last 2 weeks of August.
Unusual. Can you narrow that down to skosh?
Not yet, unfortunately.
Now we'll seek it unusual.
Garcia, did you look for any overlap between Laura's support group and the palliative facility Anne volunteered with?
Yeah, I did that. There wasn't any.
Okay, expanded to include friends and extended family.
Expansion
Commencing. Request line is closed.
Given
On the high-profile dump sites, I am amazed this guy has remained so elusive.
He's passive. Back when I was on the fugitive task force, those were the hardest ones to catch.
Both victims were level-headed women, measured, pragmatic, not the type for impulsive whirlwind romance.
Allows the courtship period to proceed slowly.
But we have taken that luxury away from him. Now, without the time to select and groom, odds are he'll just become less selective.
Single, originally from Philadelphia. We're digging now for context. Work history? It's sketchy. She bounced around a lot. Taos, Key West, Sedona.
Smell a trust fund kid in patchouli.
We didn't have a whole lot of friends. No one reported her missing.
Wednesday on Blue Bloods. Daddy looks into the secret life of a college professor.
We have reason to believe that God's most students may have been involved.
But his students loved him.
That may actually have been a problem. Looked like a physics major to you. Some escort service.
Daniels was having an affair with a promising young woman.
I don't know exactly what she was promising.
Blue Bloods, Wednesday, 11:10 Central. Ion Television, positively entertaining.
People couldn't believe this coffee was from Burger King.
No way.
Surprisingly, it tastes very good. It tastes like a really good cup of coffee.
It's BK Cafe. Freshly brewed coffee starting at just 50 cents. Only at Burger King.
I've had a lot of toothaches in the past. I can believe the pain. I've tried pain pills. They never did anything for me. Nothing works like this right here. Or just get some of this. Just put it right up here and wiped out the pain. Just like that. It worked immediately.
So in this commercial, we see two travelers in a company with a glow around them. So people watching will be like, wow, maybe I'll glow too. I will direct at choicehotels.com. Who glows? Just say bada book, bada boom.
Book now at choicehotels.com.
For every home project, Home Advisor finds trusted local pros. For every pro, you can read customer reviews. And for everybody's busy schedule, you can book appointments online. For every project, you have Home Advisor. Go to homeadvisor.com. Read like, oh, that's all I know. And when I move, I'll make
My calls. The savings add up. With an extra 15% off, plus $10 off your $50 or more women's style event purchase. Plus, get Kohl's cash. Kohl's.
The D&W Johnson I Just Had My Annual Checkup and My BMI Sucks program. From expert advice to personalized product combinations, GNC has weight loss programs that fit. The Cindy Asmaro, oh crap, I'm getting married in 3 months program. From expert advice to personalized product combinations, GNC has weight loss programs that fit.
Charmin Ultra Soft.
It's softer than ever. Charmin Ultra Soft is twice as absorbent, so you can use less. And it's softer than ever, so it's harder to resist.
Okay, this is getting a little weird. We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
Audible members know listening has the power to change us, make us better parents, better leaders, better people. And there's no better place to listen than Audible. With Audible, you get a credit good for any audiobook and exclusive fitness and wellness programs. And now you'll also get 2 Audible originals, titles exclusively produced for Audible. Automatically roll your credits over to the next month if you don't use them. And if you don't like a book, just swap it for free. Enjoy 100% ad-free listening in the car, on your phone, or any connected device. And when you switch a device, pick up right where you left off. With our commitment-free guarantee, there's never been a better time to start listening to Audible. The most inspiring minds, the most compelling stories, the best place to listen. To start your free 30-day trial, text LISTEN24 to 500-500 today.
Holly Lefferts, attorney, recently been married.
Is her husband here?
In Asia on business. Hold on. Well, if I know my midnight surprise, this is midnight surprise.
Yeah, it looks like it's smeared on together or something. Trying to clean it up. Her blouse is what? And the zipper. Her skirt is facing the wrong way. You put her clothes back on.
Emmy did say there was evidence of sexual assault this time. No ligature marks, but severe bruising around her neck. He did strangle her. This time it was hands-on.
Or she died from blunt force trauma. Looks like the back of her skull's been damaged. Okay, so a married victim, blitz attack, no suitcase. I mean, if it wasn't for the midnight surprise, I'd have serious doubts this was even our guy.
We didn't release the lipstick detail to the public, so it's not a copycat.
Overkill, then undoing and remorse. This guy's all over the place now.
Got an address on the heading tunnel where Jane dumped from the swamp. Matt and Tara are checking it out. You better head back. Okay.
Where have you been?
Work.
Liar.
I'm gonna ask Helen out tonight.
Something happened with you today.
I just said.
Something evil.
You're not listening. I'm going to ask Helen out tonight, and there's nothing you can do to stop me.
Then leave. Like your mother could never ever make it in the real world.
Chloe, you can't stop. You're living under my roof. You'll do what I say.